This video demonstrates passing arguments to your program. What we're going to do is write a program that outputs an ad lib using parameters passed to the main function. So let's go ahead and just start off with how do we tell how many parameters were passed to the main function? We have something called argc. It's an int, it's a number, an integer, and that holds the number of arguments that is being passed to the program. So let's try argc, and we're going to just output whatever argc is. Let's compile the program and then execute, and it says one argument, and that one argument is the name of the program. Let's try another argument, so that's 2, and what if we go with, we have 4. So the way the arguments are being counted is by the spaces. So the first argument is the program name, the second argument is the word test with no spaces, third argument is the ASDF, and then QWER is the fourth argument. Okay, so that's how we tell how many arguments there are. Now how do we get what the arguments actually are? So this is called argv, is the name of this variable. Argv, and argv will hold each of the different parameters one by one. Let's take a look at what argv looks like. We'll look at the first parameter of argv. Let's also add an output for argv at 0. So we can see what that looks like. Actually, I like that line of code. That looks nice. Okay, let's compile. And we'll execute with just argv. And we have something strange looking here. What is this? This is caused by us forgetting to put that this is a 0. We're looking at the first location. We were just saying output argv, but argv is just a place in memory. So let's recompile and output what is inside that place in memory. And there's the ./a.out, which I've been typing all along. And that's the first argument that's being passed into the program. Alright, now let's add the second argument. So I'll change the zeros to a 1, and that will give us the second argument. We need to recompile. Now if I run a.out now, I can add in the word test, and the first argument was a.out, and the second argument is test. What if I added a third argument, like ASDF? Well, it's still the first and second arguments are the same. How about if I had too few arguments? We experienced a runtime error, and we know that because we should have had an end line at the end of our program. We do not. And the cause of the runtime error is because we didn't have a second argument, but we still tried to output that second argument. Okay, let's take a look at just a proof of concept that we can get to the third argument. So we're going to change the 1s into 2s, recompile, recompile, and we'll run a.out. A.out is the first argument, and then the program seems to run into a problem after we try to output the second argument when there wasn't any. Alright, so what if we put test? Alright, so now we have two arguments, a.out and test. The third argument isn't coming up because we don't have a third argument. Instead, it looks like the program seems to have a runtime error. So let's try adding in our third argument, and there we go. 3 arguments, a.out, test, ASDF. Okay, so now we have an idea of how to use these arguments. So we can go ahead and make a simple ad lib. So we'll say the first argument, and then what? We'll say that, let's say the first argument is going to be a name. Actually, no, the first argument is going to be the program name. So actually, we need to use the second argument. The second argument, we'll say, is a name. And then we'll say that person likes to, and then we can make the next argument, the third argument, be a verb. We can end the program there. Okay, so the first argument is going to be the program name, and then the second and third argument will be used in part of this ad lib. So let's try this out. Oh, we had a compilation error. What's going on here? Line 17, error expected primary expression before the period. Line 17. What is wrong? So these are some very strange errors. Expected primary expression before, so line 17 is the main culprit, and expected primary expression before dot token. Where do I have a dot? This dot? Ah, we have another dot at the end. That was a mistake. Let's try compiling again. Alright, that's fine. So, what's our first? We'll say Alex, and what does Alex likes to do? Let's say run. So we get Alex likes to run. And the arguments break down. There's 3 of them, a dot out, Alex, and run. Okay, now I'm going to expand on this Mad Lib by adding in that likes to run and sing, and we'll have the user enter some song that they like to sing. So we'll add the next argument and then end line. So we're going to be expecting 4 arguments now. Program name, the person's name, a verb, something they like to do, and then we have one more, which is a song. So let's add in an additional output so we can see exactly what that looks like. So we could say Alex, we had a runtime error because we didn't have the 4th argument. We only had the 3 arguments. But our program is now expecting there to be a 4th argument here. And since there wasn't a 4th argument, we had a runtime error. Okay, so let's simply add some song. We could say Firefly. Okay, and what's that Mad Lib say? Alex likes to run and sing Firefly. No, that didn't work. I meant for the song to be Firefly, but all we got as output was just fire, and that's because there's a space here. So the way to handle this issue when we want to have multiple words with spaces, but we want that all to be within one argument, is we use quotes. So I add a quote, a double quote surrounding Firefly. It's the name of the song. So how's it go now? It says Alex likes to run and sing Firefly. So the double quotes were removed, but they indicated to the program that what's inside should be one argument. And so we have one argument that has a space in it. And what we need now is a period at the end of our sentence. Let's first compile. And then we can run this. We could say James, swim, and the favorite song is Captain America. James likes to swim and sing Captain America. Cool. Thank you.